one hand grab and practice basic joint technique we call first control, second, third, fourth, and fifth control. Japanese name is Ikkyo, Nikkyo, Sankyo, Yonkyo, and Gokyo. Okay. From holding position, first thing, be sure to establish proper spacing. When he's grabbing you, you don't want him to grab here. Now he's too close. This is very difficult to maneuver your hand. First, basic, establish proper spacing between yourself and your opponent. Now, in this kind of technique, there's many ways to negotiate to break his balance. We'll do several of them. First one is stepping back, breaking his balance forward. Okay, as he grabs, strike to his face. Then from shoulder, cut down, rubbing from his shoulder down to his elbow, and from his elbow, step back, dropping straight down, and sliding to his hand, coming towards his face, down. Okay, it's basic Ikkyo movement. Strike, cut down, catch. Then two hands coming towards his side, to his elbow, down. Okay. One thing to remember that as you cut down, you don't want to chop against his hand. Okay? Don't chop. Don't try to chop. All you do is just make him upset. Okay? Cut down using your hip. Using your hip. If I try to pull him, you won't be able to go. Pull, you won't get it. If you try to push his hand down, you won't be able to go. Okay? You need to use this hand cutting down against his arm, and at the same time, this hand pulling down. So top hand cutting down. Second hand dropping down. Working both hands together with your foot and hip is what breaks his balance. Okay. Then from here, as you come, just like striking. Same feeling as striking his rib cage. But instead of striking his rib cage, you follow the line of his rib cage up to, through his arm to his elbow. Then step in. Okay. Ikkyo is one of the basic techniques of Aikido. In my own opinion, one of the most difficult to master. Sometimes spacing is wrong. Sometimes our arm is too stiff. It causes lots of problems. Look something this way, too stiff, lots of problem. Okay? Be sure to bend his arm, pushing his elbow towards his face. This is how we break his balance, in this manner. Okay? By moving towards his face. If I move away from him, moving away from this way, now very hard to get him down. Also, I'm exposed to his kick. That's not a very good kick, but I think you get the idea. Moving this way, coming down. Not this way. Okay? Not like this. My body doesn't move, just staying one place, trying to manipulate his arm. Not good training. Strike, cut down, turn. Ikkyo. Strike, cut down, side. Okay? My leg is against his arm. If I'm too far away like this, if he tries to stand up, I have no way to stop him. Okay? I have to slide in deep. So the weight of my body is against his elbow, both hands down. If he tries to stand up, stay down. Stay like this. I'm not controlling him with the power in my arms, but I'm controlling him with my body weight. The position of my body against his position creates a tremendous mechanical advantage to keep him down. Stand up, like this. Then I can bring him down. Okay? Again, one more point. As you cut down, a lot of people use one hand. Okay? Cut down, one hand's working. Aikido, your whole body works. Like cut down with two hands, this hand is coming up. This hand's coming up. This hand striking. This hand's coming towards his face. This hand striking his body, 2 hands striking, coming up this way. Okay. Cut down, strike, moving in. Okay. Sit down, stretch, and stretch his power towards his wrist, this way. Draw his energy this way. Then the wrist hand draws his fingertips back towards his head. Okay? Don't just try to yank his wrist. Don't just try to put pressure against his arm. Use his energy. Push and bend. Okay, continuing with this movement, as I probably said before, all movements have this entering movement and tenkang movement, and also tenching movement, entering, turning, and fading back. We'll be discussing all these over and over again throughout the lesson. Now, Ikkyo tenkang, Ikkyo turning, again strike, cut down, step back, catch his wrist. 2 hands moving towards his face. Be sure you catch his elbow. Now move outside. Down. You turn your hip more. Now this knee and his shoulder come down same time. I think for good Ikkyo tenkang, just like irimi, feeling, you have to move in very deeply. So as he's grabbing, cut down, coming up, move deep behind, and turn with your body. Sit down, stretch. One of the problems with Ikkyo tenkang is sometimes we don't move in deep enough. I cut here, come around here, trying to turn while I'm still in front of him. It's a lot of problems. I have to use a lot of strength in order to get him on the ground. It's important in Ikkyo tenkang to move behind. Then his hand naturally comes down. Okay. If I move here too shallow, I'm going to get stuck like this. Now I have some problem on my hand. Move in deep, cut deep, up, move in behind, then down. Very easy. Makes it much easier. Cut down, up, move behind, and pin. Sometimes this is practiced with just one hand. As an example here, just catching one hand. But when I move in, I'm very afraid of this elbow. I don't like this elbow too close to my face. Coming here, moving in, bang. This is kind of a problem. Moving down, coming here, I don't want to get hit. Okay? That's why this hand is important. The hand to the elbow is very important. As I bypass it and move behind him. Again, catch here. I don't use this hand. Bang, this is a big problem. Always 2 hands. 2 hands. Down. 2 hands. Moving deeply. 2 hands.